Let's get into some position battles that could affect the national landscape in college football. And guys, I thought this was interesting. The top 3 odds-on favorites to win the national title are all looking for a quarterback: Georgia, Alabama, and Ohio State. So that's where we're going to start. Alabama looking to replace Heisman winner Bryce Young, Jalen Milroe, and Ty Simpson, the 2 options there. Obviously, Milroe, the only one with meaningful playing experience there. Brandon, how do you see this competition shaking out?
Well, I think let's go back to the hiring of Tommy Rees as offensive coordinator from Notre Dame. I think what gets lost in all this, at least to me, is that Nick Saban went and got himself an offensive coordinator who dealt with 2 different type of style of quarterbacks at Notre Dame, and then had to quickly shift his offense and the way he went about scheming things when one guy went down with injury, and they had to bring in another with a different type of skill set there. And so he goes into Alabama with 2 very different guys in that sense as well. Jalen Milroe, more of a runner than a passer, though. Listen, I think he's underrated as a passer and what he can do. And then Ty Simpson's your more prototypical pro style in the pocket quarterback who can take off and run, but is no Jalen Milroe when it comes to that. And so I do think that they're going to look at what the strengths are for both of these players, how they fit in the system. And Coach Rees is going to have to tweak things here and there as they go along. But from everybody I keep talking to down there, even before these spring practices start at Alabama, Jalen Milroe seems to be that guy because of how dynamic he is. And just look at what Bryce Young was able to do. I think he's a guy that I think Alabama's going to miss tremendously, though there won't be as much of a big step off as some people think, because I got a lot of confidence in Jalen Milroe, and for that matter, Ty Simpson. But the favorite to me is Milroe because he can move in the pocket, and that's what Bryce Young gave them. He was a gamer last season. He carried Alabama to maybe 2 or 3 more wins than they should have had with that team because of his escapability and his movement. And Jalen Milroe's got that. Even look back in that one start he had against Texas A&M when Bryce Young was out last season. He was a gamer when he had to do it. Same when he had to come in the middle of the game against Arkansas on the road. Bryce Young goes down. Milroe comes in, takes him to a victory on the road. I really like that kid. I can't wait to see how that shakes out. But to me, Milroe's the one that makes sense. But for now, Coach Rees and Nick Saban need to kind of figure out how the offense looks and how differently it looks so that they're prepared going into August to be able to settle this quarterback battle. And for that matter, be prepared when the season opens just in case one elevates over the other or one gets injured.
Brandon, you make some great points with Jalen Milroe, explosive runner, dynamic athlete. But I don't think that Bryce Young was the guy because he was an explosive runner. He was an incredibly accurate passer. He made all the big-time throws. The ball was always where it was supposed to go. And if it's one thing that I want all of these young quarterbacks to understand and learn as they transition into this position at this level, you have to be able to make the big-time throws to have a lot of success at that position. Ty Simpson is an elite passer from the pocket, and he's going to be able to take advantage of the different playmakers that Alabama has on offense because he can throw the football and he can make every throw. He's not the runner that Jalen Milroe is or the athlete, but he's going to be able to step in there and put the ball in the tight windows and put the ball on guys so they can make plays and run after the catch. I don't think that you can discount Ty Simpson. Even though Milroe may have the lead now, Ty Simpson is going to come on strong, and you cannot discount his passing ability in this Alabama offense.
Ty Simpson came in last spring as the number 3 quarterback, number 6 overall prospect in the 24/7 Sports rankings. He only saw action in 4 games, keeping that red shirt intact. But Carl, when it comes to such a high-profile program like Alabama, how much does that inexperience affect him now trying to win this battle?
It's about the ability to lead the team and make the guys in the locker room follow you. That's really what it comes down to. And quarterbacks have to grab a hold of the team. Those guys that play receiver, offensive line, running back, they need to feel like you're the guy that should be leading the football team. And your veteran players and your leaders in championship programs, they will always end up choosing the guy that they want to lead them, that they trust. When your offensive line trusts you, they block for you a lot harder. You have to win the locker room. Jalen Milroe and Ty Simpson both will be charged with that. And whoever can win over the team and make the team feel like they're the guy, that will be the guy that ends up winning this job.
The last 5 to 6 years at Alabama, we've been so accustomed to just being next man up at quarterback because they've had a guy there who was already there a year or two and had some good playing time, and it was just assumed they were going to be the starter even when there was, quote unquote, a quarterback battle. Now we're going into a season where there is a true quarterback battle happening in Alabama, and that's because they don't quite know what they want other than obviously a very accurate passer and someone that could win them some football games. This is a much different spot for Alabama going into the spring and obviously this offseason. That's why I can't wait to see kind of how they build this offense around everybody. It's not going to change very much, but you need to find someone who can be a gamer and get things done. You know, as Carl said, Bryce Young wasn't an explosive runner. He had that escapability and the movement. He was quick on his feet. Look no further than that game against Texas this past year when he was able to get that team down the field and avoid a quick upset. They need that at Alabama at a quarterback. Every team needs that. Which of those quarterbacks, Ty Simpson or Jalen Milroe, shows that in tight situations this spring, and then once they get into fall camp in August?